Welcome back to Castle Doctrine. Look at that. That's not too bad, really, when you consider it. But when you look at this, especially this, yeah, that is some really serious money. I stopped to record an episode of No Moria, episode 45, so you can actually place this in relation to when that episode goes up. And yeah, it looks like whilst I was away tending to my gnomes, lots of people died in my traps. I am very happy because we are about to sell all of this and see how much money we get. Let's see. Let's sell half as well. Though I should have done that with the saws to begin with. And we're up to just over $7,000. This is fantastic. We should be able to do lots with this. Now then, what I'm going to do... I haven't actually got enough room to do what I wanted to do there. That's a shame. I was going to have our cat lock themselves in by walking over this, which would in turn power a door. But that doesn't look like that's going to happen. So we're going to start work on the area to the side here. Now, first and foremost, let's just burrow our way out. Also, let's reinforce these walls up to here, because we're going to need this to start moving up there. That is a little bit tricky, actually. Let's think. Right, well, we've got power moving across, ideally. This power is going to be interrupted when this cat steps on this switch, or when someone steps on this switch. It'll break this circuit. Now, the ideal situation here is powered pits, or powered trapdoors, which in turn, oh, that's good, stand there and you suddenly have a view of the stuff up here. All right, that's pretty interesting. I like that. What we're going to want then is, let's think. This little corner bit here is the problem, because I don't want them to just be able to burrow their way out of a tricky situation. So we come over here, move up, and bang, you see a cat. Yeah. Now, what I would like that cat to do, or perhaps I could make it a dog and have a corner here, perhaps. They'd have to step aside. But that would give them time to throw bricks. Ideally, I want the cat simply to step back onto a button. And actually, I can do that. I could have that set up. So whilst this is being powered, if that cat steps on the button, it would power this area. So that would be the electric floor system. However, if we want to make it the powered pit system, the trap door, that's a little bit more of a complex situation to be in, because I need this cat to be already capable of passing power through. So let's see. Let's find a cat. Pop you by there. Can I see you? Bang. Okay, you've got room to step back. However, I can't put a power plant there. That wouldn't fit. Let me think. Oh, well, actually, no, it wouldn't fit. Unless, come to think of it, we could have a power moving across there. So this button is turned on currently. And okay, yeah, we can just use the regular wires to prevent them passing power. Okay, I think we've got this. So this is turned on normally and is receiving power from this power plant. If the cat steps on that, power shuts off. All of a sudden, our intrepid hero, or our hateful burglar, is about to be plunged into a very, very bad place. Namely, into a pit. So we move up there. We need some glass to protect you. We also want maybe a... Well, I don't need to worry about you walking into the pit specifically, because you'll always walk away. So you'll literally run up there. Alright. He'll be able to see it. So that is, in a way, not ideal. I don't want him to be able to see what he's about to walk into. But I do need something between him. Okay, let's think about this a little bit more. If we do away with this idea, And sorry about this. You are being forced to endure my thought process with this one. It's just such a tight build, this part. Unless we move over a little bit, then maybe we've got some room. Okay, we could do that. We could certainly do that. This isn't ideal because they can cut power around there. But at this point in the trap, doing that doesn't help them. Because this is already cutting power. That would just electrify this floor behind them. Okay, yeah, that's fine then. We'll bring this wall up, perhaps. So we're right on the edge here. And bam. Cat. Which we want... Let's see. We'll place you there. So that I can't see the window that will be between me and you. Place that there. Okay, we're actually starting to get somewhere now. So, I want you to activate a button. However, what I want above this is some wire. And, let's see. We want this there. So, yeah, okay. Oh, what did I just do there? My goodness, that was a bit of a surprise. Right, okay. I think we've got something now. We are cooking with fire, as the saying goes. We want this cat to turn off the power to this system. So there he goes, steps there. In fact, I don't even need it to be on this side anymore. I needed it to be on the right side, all the wiring, when we were right up against this. But that isn't the case anymore. And it'll actually make this a lot easier if I've got the power coming from the right instead. So there we go. But that's going to have a lot of power pits. I could just... let's see. This door opens. We stand there. We unlock a lot more sight of things. And we could step there. Okay. Now, I don't want Yanto to be caught in the attack here. So I'm going to put a commitment there. That way they can see this is a good thing. They'll step on that and Yanto will be locked out. But also, Yanto will no longer be at risk of the powered pits. Which is quite important to me. So we've got the power supply, the power source around here. We'll have this come up and around. Right, okay, I think we've got something now. Right, we can put these walls back like so. Actually, no. We will need this to be a wire like that. And yeah, we will actually have to have the power source but there. I was hoping that I could move it across a little bit, but alas, no. Okay. So we've got the currently turned on switch along with an inverted voltage triggered switch. So currently passing power through. It is allowing power into the whole system. And we want the power to be connected up here. We don't want the power all the way down there, because if that were the case, then they could just burrow into the much more exposed and vulnerable wooden walls. We want the power about the walls connecting all of this to just be down here. About there. That should be good. However, that does pose a problem. How are we going to solve this one? Are we able to move that system over one more tile to the left? Because if we can, then that solves the problem. We could, but not in a particularly elegant way. This is the issue. I'm getting very tight on space up here because I'm trying to connect all of these systems together. But all right, we'll do two things. I've got enough money, so it isn't an issue, to just do this. To have this power... This stuff up here, I don't really mind if they see it, is the situation. So we want this to be passing power through. Actually, if I expose that, they could just break that. Like if they just break the power plant itself. But no, because previously there was a wooden wall there. If they just sawed through that, that would have cut power to this anyway. So no, this is fine. though that does raise a bit of an issue. This can be circumvented by someone with a saw, and you don't want any of your traps to be that easily gotten around. So what I'm going to do is, whilst I puzzle this out to try and find a way to make it so it's expensive to get around this, because this part is going to be a significantly expensive trap for me to build. I don't want it to be something you can get around with a $400 tool. So I'm going to pause the recording here, and I shall bring you back when I've had time to think and plot this out. So see you in a few minutes. Okay, I have changed things up a little bit. Now, a lot of this money has been spent on reinforcing things, but I've not got enough really to build the maze that I want out here. I figured I may as well reinforce this, build it as I mean to go on, and then we'll spend the money on actually developing the sort of complex out in this way where the actual safe will eventually be moved. Now, I've decided against using a cat up here because I would rather have something move towards you that can't simply be bricked. You can't brick a pit bull, you have to shoot it, and that's limited at a range of 3. And I'm not sure how far you can throw dog meat, but, you know, that could still be an option. I'm not sure if when you use tools all creatures move, because sometimes I've watched replays and they haven't simply moved. They've had time to brick a window and then do something else before the creature has reacted. So I'm hoping that this will prevent that scenario. Now, the thing that we're looking at here, I mean, if it doesn't, I could just have a double layer thick window. Perhaps it's just that in the first turn the creature has reacted to you, it's seen you, but you've still got that turn and then the next before they actually move. Because you, in the cycle of things happening, your turn always comes first. Now, with that in mind, in this case, the dog will move towards you, and that will power down the powered pits, the powered trapdoors that you'll be standing on for most of this corridor. Unless, now I've drastically simplified this system. All that is needed to make sure that you're safe is this sticky button to have been pressed, because that will pass a guaranteed flow of power to the trapdoors and thus keep them always solid. If you break this wall and your pitbull has also done something there, like for some reason you decide, oh, I'm just going to break this, then you're doomed. You're utterly, utterly, utterly doomed. Now, coming around here, I've also made it so that previously I realized that if Honey just ran off to the left, but you then did something around here, like maybe going around this circuit, even though you shouldn't have been able to, perhaps you put Yanto to sleep somewhere else, so you were moving around, you could actually get Honey to run over there and press the button. Now there's a pit and a window in the way, so that's if you do smash the window and brick Honey, then you're kind of doomed anyway, because you're going to need a ladder to get over there and press the buttons yourselves, but if you try, you're going to lock yourself in anyway. But now, if Honey runs to the left, she'll lock herself in. If she runs to the right, she'll lock herself in. So it's kind of a commitment of left or right for Honey in a way. And I've also changed the murder room, the haunted room, around a little bit, just to put more concrete walls and places people can exhaust their saws to get through. But, you know, it doesn't really matter one way or the other to me. It's just the look of concrete walls that I like. Down here, much the same thing. This door will probably have a dog in it at some point, or maybe just a pit that you open the door and you're like, oh, poor choice, and then walk up there, oh, equally poor choice, dead. But the moment that you actually see the dog, actually, let's think, what should we name you? What name shall we give you? You can be Emir. The dog Emir, who was actually a gerbil of mine. So the moment you stand here, you'll see Emir. Emir at that point will want to move towards you. You can move back. Emir steps there. The trapdoors open. Move up. Emir steps there. Trapdoors open. Probably the only thing you have time to do is use a tool. So this will be a double thick wall, maybe even a triple thick wall of concrete, so that you can burrow in, but really you've got nowhere to go anyway. You have to come up here and exit in this direction, and this will be where the main complex of the new safe's house will be. Gradually, I'm going to be fortifying these walls with concrete just to make sure that my family are always safe. Specifically, I don't want someone just burrowing through, so what I'm likely going to do, in fact, I'll do it now. I'll place the power plant there, and then we'll also draw this out across there over time, so that if you do break into any sort of quarter of the map, it's going to be hard for you to break into the other quarters unless you go through the maze in some way or another. But other than that, I think that will actually set this trap up rather well. I do still need to move this safe. It will come in time, but we're going to need a lot of money for the amount of powered trapdoors that we want to use. I would like this whole area to have them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 times 750, i.e. a lot. Yes, I'm going to hold my hand up there and say I can't off the top of my head think of what 7 times 750 is. But that is what we're going to be setting up here. Now, over in here, I've still not got that strong of an idea of how the traps are going to be used, but we've got a fair bit of room. We could have something devious. We could have something requiring multiple switch presses, or just a maze, really, with wrong ways you can go, or having to have creatures chasing you in certain directions. We could make something as complicated as this house was in the very beginning in this whole new section. Because when you think of how much room we've got up there, it's not that much more than the room we had here. Like from there, that section there. So we could easily set something up like that. At the moment, the only thing we're not going to be able to do is move our family. Our family need a clear path, and to put them in a different part of the house and make a new clear path for that would be very, very difficult at this stage. So the main thing that we're going to be doing for our family is just adding red herring doors that lead to death, or just reinforcing the walls, adding more dogs. Generally trying to make it a little bit harder to get to my family. What I may do is actually have dogs along this corridor. So as Jennifer is fleeing, if someone happens to know where Jennifer is going to be and has come prepared with 2 bricks and a ladder and a gun, they'll brick this, Jennifer will be there, move up, Jennifer will be there, ladder, Jennifer will be there, brick this, Jennifer will be there. And by the time they get here, they'll think, oh, it's a dog in the way. Wow, this is not exactly what I had planned. And so on and so forth. Or I could just move Jennifer away completely, just put her in the very, very distant part of the place. But I don't know. I don't like just cooping my family up in a tiny little room. It's their house too. They want to defend it, I'm sure of it. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. I am going to have to pay attention now and have a look around, see if I can get any more money, see if I can rob some places, because I've not got that much for tools. In fact, I've got nothing for tools. But as I've noticed, I believe people are starting to get a little bit desperate, because even when my home has only got like $50, people are still trying to rob it. That amuses me greatly, because there's no tool that they could be buying which would make a $50 house worth robbing. The only people that would be coming for me at that point are people who've got no money at all. And I only need 1 or 2 of those to die for it suddenly to be worth someone bringing a tool. And then you gradually, very, very slowly creep up the list and get more and more people interested. But that usually takes quite a few hours, so that's a job for when I go to sleep. I will be looking for somewhere to rob properly, though. But the last thing I do on this video, since I haven't actually adjusted any of this really, let me just double check that though before I commit to it. We should be good. If that power isn't being passed through, actually let me go around. The problem with this system now is it's so well boxed in that for me to have a look at distant parts of it, I need to go through the maze myself. It's a little bit of a pain, honestly. But if we come up here and have a look, yeah, that's all connected fine. That's great then. Let me just come up through here. Yes, that's passing power up correctly. Okay, I'm fairly confident that the system will work in exactly the same way it has done up to now. But soon, very soon, we're going to be able to move this system to a much more deadly stage. What I'll be doing after that is probably accruing money to buy art, honestly. That's the end game of this game, is buy art and see how long you can go whilst being filthy rich. But so we're just going to watch Pixel, step on that. That will pass power through. I haven't messed this up, so that will break the circuit. Yanto will be released, but also the power will be passed down here, which I will already have turned on. Up and around in this direction. Back down and through the house all the way to the vault. Okay, are we ready? I think we're ready. Are we perfectly ready? Yes. Wish me luck, everyone. Because if I die at this stage, I will cry. I won't cry on camera. Well, on microphone. I'll go away to have a little sob. But it'll be quite a pitiful sob as well. And you wouldn't wish that on me. Okay, here we go. And up we go. And we're safe. Yay! Right. The house is now on the market. Let me see if there's any house that looks interesting around the 2K range. Probably won't be, though. I think it would be hoping against hope for that. Let's check you out. Roy Michael Corrigan. We'll have a gander. I'll risk it for a biscuit. No? I'm not going to come at it from that side, because if there is a dog down here, then it would suddenly be aware of me. What have we got? Anything in here? Okay, well I can avoid that for some reason. Okay. You're going to stay there for a second while I escape. Haha, I got you trapped, you fool. But yes, that is it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you will be joining me for the next. We've only got $46 in my account. That's terrible. But until then, do take care.